I was brought in to work with the high-level football team. So our first meeting, there was 28 coaches present. We overlooked the football field, and we started to talk about character. I asked if any of them had seen my TED Talk. Very few had, so I kind of gave them a little bit of background. We believe that character comes in two types, performance and moral. And we believe your performance character are the character skills that govern your relationship with yourself. These are the things that make you a great performer. Your moral character governs your relationship with others. These are the things that make you a great teammate and a great friend. I shared with those coaches that my background was in basketball, and I interviewed all of these coaches to try and gauge what they value in character skills. We came up with a character checklist based on our interviews with them. So as I was talking through this, one of the coaches raises their hand and says, how do we get guys to buy into this stuff, right? And I think that's the million-dollar question. So that's what I'd like to talk to you guys about. So what I'd like you to do in your notebook is I'd like you to write the answer to this question down. If I was going to ask you, what's the goal of a team? How would you answer that question? So I asked the football staff, what's the first thing you think that they said? Win, right? And so here's what we had some discussion, and we settled on the goal of a team is to maximize its ability. Because we believe that if you do that, it will lead to wins. So everyone in the room agreed with that. I then asked the question, what are the top 3 things that could get in the way of your team maximizing its ability this year? That's what I'd like you guys to do. I want you to think about your upcoming rosters, and I want you to write down the top 3 things that could get in the way of your team maximizing its ability. The only thing that I would like you to leave off is injury, because that's outside of your control. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you, okay, the list of the football staff. Here's just a sample of a couple of coaches. Right? What do you notice about this list? And what do you notice about the answers that you gave to me? Are any of them sport-related? All of them are what? Human-related. So for me, as I'm compiling this, I'm just thinking, why are we not spending more time on this if these are the things that will get in the way of a team maximizing its ability? So here's what we do with the list. After everyone gives their answers to us, we manage the list and we trend out the answers. So we take the most popular answers and we put them in order. And so here's what we do with that list. We have a glossary, okay, and we talked about that a lot last year, of all the performance and moral character skills, okay? And what we do with that glossary is we take the checklist and we pick and pair the character skills with the struggles. And that becomes our roadmap for character development. I get to go across the country and I get to go to different locker rooms, right? And I love seeing signs like these above locker rooms. Leave your selfishness at the door. Because I can't help but think as I'm like looking at that sign, like, should I leave my honesty out here too? Right? Because we're all selfish. And I think the only way that we can work on these skills is to build awareness and target them. And the only way we can do that is bringing it in and saying, why does this happen? How does it affect the team? And building a team awareness so we can all attack the problem together collectively, right? So I have these discussions with teams across all sport, and I ask them, are these discussions helpful? And they all come back to 4 reasons. Gives me a new perspective, talk about things we normally wouldn't as a team, get to know one another better, and it builds connection. I think all of those are interrelated, right? Which is why it's so important to have these discussions. Because if you look at that list that you made, you have to have a character development system if you want to attack those things. So I'd like to end with this. Here's the roadmap for developing character. 1, discuss the goal of a team. Try to get everybody on the same page that the goal of a team is to maximize its ability. Second, identify what will get in the way. Ask your team what they think the 3 biggest struggles are. Compile that list and trend it out. Once you have that list, pick character skills and pair those with the struggles listed. That becomes your roadmap. And then build team awareness. That's through discussion, but that's taking it out in performance as well. I want to show you this. I think this is one of the best guys doing it at the college level. His name's Tim Corbin. He's an outstanding coach at Vanderbilt. One of the things that's impressive about Tim is he has won a national championship, but I think this is more impressive. He has over 30-plus players playing professional baseball. Guess how many people come back to Vanderbilt, back to Nashville in December and January, off-season, to train? Over 30. Think about that for a second. They have their own professional locker room for guys that come back. Every day before practice starts, Tim spends 30 minutes in a classroom-like discussion, talking about behavior, how we're going to act, talking about character, who we're becoming, and talking about baseball. And I'm not saying that you should spend 30 minutes a day. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying that's what Tim Corbin does. And I can tell you this, that it builds a connection for those guys that lasts longer than their time in the Vanderbilt uniform. So my purpose for this speech, what I hope you get out of it, is one, we get that you're in a result-based environment, and it can be easy for that to hijack your focus. Second, the power of a coach in most situations is unbelievable, and you use that to create the channels through which behavior flows. The best coaches that I've been around are unbelievable at managing behavior, shaping the outside, and developing the inside, developing character. And that's what this day is about. We're hopefully going to have some conversations on how people have been able to get it done and be about the right things. Thank you guys for being here today.